Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. Right, as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to be having a look at my knife haul from Shark Show 2024. So this is the first time that I visited the show. It's only been running for 3 years, this being the third year. But yeah, let's go through some of the knives that I picked up there. So I just want to start by saying a massive thank you to the show organisers. It was really professionally put on. The staff was absolutely fantastic. I took my pregnant partner with me, and a few times they provided her with a chair. They were just such good people. And I'm a firm believer that we have some of the most brilliant people in this community, some of the most upstanding people in society. They're really polite, really nice people, and this show proved it really. Now, I think personally we need more shows in the UK because there was so much buzz and excitement around it on the Discords. I've really been enjoying seeing all the coverage on YouTube and some of the knife hauls from other channels and things like that. It's been a fantastic thing to be a part of. I think we either need a 2-day event or maybe another show. I know previously there was Knives UK show that was actually ran by Mike from Mike's Knives, that we all know, the brilliant seller in the UK. You know, we need something else definitely, because it felt like it went too fast. I missed out on a few tables. I missed out on a few people that I wanted to meet. And it was just such a fantastic thing to be a part of. It's really been brilliant to see people posting all their buys on Discord and photos and things like that. Just a fantastic day. I've just thought the selection that I've actually bought from Shark Show really defines my channel. I thought going there I'll probably end up picking up, and I have picked up some things that I necessarily wouldn't have picked up day to day, but it really does sort of define my channel because I bought one modern, and I still like modern knives. I've got some Victorinoxes or Vengers. I've got Sheffield knives, I've got American-made knives, and I've got some Zollinger-made knives, and then some, I bought an Irish knife and things like that. So it really does define my taste and my collection, really. But so let's start off with something that you probably wouldn't expect to see and that I don't show that often. And this is a modern knife. Now, this is from Twisted Assisted. I have actually done a special on Twisted Assisted before with their collaboration with Arthur Wright. They're an independent UK company, so I'm always like to support these sort of companies. They do have this is a Chinese-made modern knife, very reasonably priced. It was even reduced at the show itself, and but I really enjoy the company. I think they're really a really good company to be a part of. Like I say, they do collaborations with Sheffield companies and things like that. But he had his young son there. I'm a family man. I really appreciate that. He was an absolute credit to you. He was just talking to people about the company and about the knives and things like that. So that was really heartwarming to see. So this is the Atlas. So this is one of their newest moderns, and this is the limited edition one. So, and it's PVD coated, and it's all PVD coated. All the sort of hardware, everything's PVD coated. And it's 14C28N blade steel. And what I'll do, I'll just zoom in real quickly so we can have a look. It's got fantastic blade shape. And like I say, they're aiming it for the UK market, so completely UK legal. I like this bit where you can choke up, so it makes it completely safe. I went for the white and black. I just really like that look. Yeah, really good to speak to them. I'll show you the stool now, the table, should I say. And I love the artwork that they do. They put so much effort and thought into their knives, and I wish them every success. I really do. I would have really liked spoken to, I think it's James who runs it. But yeah, it was really, again, it's just time. On my part 2, I'll sort of explain some of the stores that I generally wanted to go to. And like I say, there were some fantastic people there. So these were the Sheffield pieces that I picked up, and believe it or not, these 3 were sort of in the bargain bin. So most tables had a section of discount, like really budget sort of knives. So I managed to pick these up for a cracking price. And then I seen this. So this, if you know my channel and you know a chap called Ian Rankin, I do something on this channel where we show collections in the community. Ian's the one that we're on at the moment. I'm taking my time, sorry Ian, to get to the Boca one. I did say we was going to have a Boca week next week. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to It's just time at the moment, guys, and bear with me. But I'm really looking forward to doing a Boker week, and we will do a Boker week because Ian has got a fantastic collection, and looking at other people's collections really sort of rubs off on you, and you see things in there that you want. I think that's kind of why we watch YouTube in the first place. But Ian has a fantastic collection in his George Wostenholm of these sort of man-made synthetic sort of plastic covered knives. And this was a period in time when George Wostenholm did this with a lot of different blade configurations or different patterns with this cigar shape. So this is a camp knife. All of my I've got 3 George Wostenholms here, and they all have the England under the tang stamp. And that just sort of helps you sort of find the date almost a little bit. But fantastic piece. Really glad that I found this. Had to go looking for this one a bit, but yeah, really glad. It's got a sort of a file on the can opener here, bottle opener here, and then we've got a corkscrew and this brilliant clip point blade. So yeah, really glad I got this one in the collection. Wanted an example of this type of George Wostenholm knife. And then I got this pen knife. This, believe it or not, was £10 in one of those sort of bargain budget bins. And yeah, it's got the IXL stamp, and just, yeah, it's a synthetic sort of cover. Really impressed with this one. And then this is my third and final George Wostenholm. Now, a lot of people, I think, saw this and were put off by the state of the blades, and they have been absolutely used. But again, I bought this for about £10. So all we're going to do is we'll straighten off that edge so we can make it usable. We might have to lower the kick slightly. But I more wanted it for this frame, this pattern size, because I'm really obsessed with it. So a lot of people refer this sort of pattern to Wharncliffe Whittlers, and I just love the shape of it. And it's nice to have an example from George Wostenholm. I think Joseph Rogers is going to be bringing out this pattern soon. And then we've got the rat tail bolsters there, but really solid, well-built, brilliant knife. And it is. There's a bit of weight in this one. And this is a fantastic piece. So there's a Discord that I'm on, and it's Slipjoint Sawyer's Discord, and there was somebody, I think it was Griff, and I think Sean were posting knives. These are sort of like a pen knife, and then it does actually form a full ruler as well. There's a bit of a knack to this. So you push it out from this side. They have these little things there that you can... But yeah, and then you have one on the other side. Now this has got a bit of corrosion on it, but we'll soon tidy that up. So I won't fumble around with this too much, but I'll just show you real quickly. It helps to have nails, definitely, and then it goes out to be a full ruler. So just really unusual and brilliant knife there. Again, I think we all are bad influences on each other, because I saw that on a Discord and thought I'm having that when I saw it. Again, £10. So this was from Congy. Let me see if I can find Congy's. We'll give him a shout out because Congy is absolutely a legend. We like Congy. And that's what I mean. Some of these sellers are like the backbone of the knife community. I think I spoke earlier of Mike's Knife sort of organising the previous knife show, Knives UK. So these guys just do... a lot of, and I buy a lot of knives from Congy. He's an absolute, like I say, he'll trade with you. He will sort of barter with you and all the rest of it. And these sort of do multi-buy savings and things like that. He's a cracking guy and brilliant person to buy knives from. So this was something I was actually checking out on his website anyway. It was quite funny. I seen a lot that was on his table. I could actually tell people the prices because I was looking that much. So this is sort of a case in Bone Stag toothpick that I'm not a massive fan of the toothpick pattern, but I've got some of the smaller ones. I wanted a larger one for the collection more than anything, but it is actually really well put together. It's a lovely example of it, and yeah, came in box. So, and then this is a GC, and this was actually in his bargain bucket. So this is, let's have a look here, and I'll find you the original. Now this is battered. So this is a 56 pattern. It's a dogleg jack essentially, and I didn't have that pattern in the collection. It's white smooth bone. As you can see, it's aged and it's got a bit of discoloration on it, and the blades are heavily pitted, I would say. I'd go far as say they're pitted, but this will make a user, and I got this for a ridiculous price for a GEC, so even if it is battered, it will make one hell of a user, definitely. So, but yeah, really pleased with that, and something that, again, you wouldn't expect to find it at a show like this, an absolutely battered GEC for sort of a cracking price. But yeah, really like the blade, the handle on this, the shape of the pattern. It feels the hand lovely. But yeah, dogleg jack there from GEC, and like I say, this was a limited edition. It's just had a really tough life before it got to me. So I think I'm going to force a patina on it maybe. And we'll put, I don't think it's got much of an edge on it. No, it hasn't. We'll put an edge on it, and this will make a fantastic user, definitely. The price that he gave me this for was brilliant. Thank you very much, Congy. A couple of budget knives here. Again, these went for £10. They were in the budget bins. This is a Gerber dime. I'm getting a bit of a multi-tool collection now, so I'm just adding the odd one here and there to it. So I was quite interested to get the dime, but again, I think I bought that for about £10. And then this is an interesting piece. Again, I've got a little sub-collection going of Irish knives. So this is Jawika. I think I've pronounced that right. Also, if you see the tang stamp Stag, they're both the same sort of company, essentially. They're both, I think, Jawika owned Stag. But yeah, this was made in Ireland. So getting a few Irish knives now, but just an unusual piece. Nice to have knives made in Ireland. This was one of my favourite buys of Sharp Show 2024. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my Sheffield stuff. But Sheffield knives are quite readily available over here, and they're quite easy to find on the second-hand market. Don't get me wrong, they do have their limitations, and you do still have to search. But this is a Queen City from when Ken Daniels owned them. Now, me and my partner got to the knife show very, very late, and with knife shows, you want to be there nice and early so you can get the best buys. You can buy the stuff that's rare or harder to get. So I was absolutely amazed that this was still there. And when we first went round, I seen it in a case, and I said to the missus, I'm having that. Now, the more you collect, the more you start to pick up on telltale signs of who made it or quality and all the rest of it. And I definitely saw that in this. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'd done a short of this, and it did have a bit of patina on. I have polished it. I need to polish it again because there's still a bit there, but I'm unsure. I think I want to have this as a bit of a user, but this is a very rare Queen City. So they only made 100 of these, and this is when Ken Daniels had them. And of course, Queen is no longer going. I know people bought the rights to it and they're carrying it on, but the real Queen, the Queen that sort of the proper company, shall we say? Now, no disrespect to anybody that's taken the brands and carried it on, but I always think it's different. It's different when they do that. It's nice to keep the name going and all the rest of it, but it's definitely different. But this is fantastic. This really is. So this is strawberry jigged bone, and the pile side is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if that black almost, I thought something was on it at first, but I think it's actually in the bone. But I absolutely love it. It's got this beautiful acorn shield. I'll show you the range now that they did and some of the others that they did in the lineup. But yeah, like I say, very limited. They did it for a company called Classics Knives, and they called them the Cozy Glen. I don't know if you can see that there. Excuse my gnarly fingers, but yeah, it's got a lovely walk and talk, lovely snap. It's just an absolutely brilliant knife, and I can't believe it was left, and for the price I got it for. I picked this up for such a good price. I won't tell you because it will hurt you people what I actually paid for this. And what I want to say to all our UK guys is, you're slipping because you let this one go. And I know a few of you. I know Slippy saw it because he told me so when I had a bit of a chat with him. So come on, guys. But I appreciate you for leaving it, because this is just a phenomenal piece. I'm so glad I've got it in the collection. An absolutely beautiful knife. I really do love it. But yeah, right, let's crack on. So these are the knives I got from Dan over at Bladesbridge Customs. There we go. So I got a bit of swag. So he started doing some collaborations with Slip Joint Sawyer. Now, if I'm not too attentive on this video, or I seem a bit like I'm not with it, it's because I'm I'm watching my phone like a hawk, because it's the Ellaville knife show over in America that Knife Doctors put on. And I'm waiting for the live coverage. I'm hoping there's going to be a bit of live coverage. So I've got like all my notifications on. Now, Slip Joint Sawyer in the future is thinking maybe doing something like that over here in the UK. And I'm 110% behind you, my friend. Definitely. And I know it's a big ask and a big undertaking. And I'd appreciate if he did do something like that. I know it probably needs some help and support. I think he's mentioned that again on the Discord for people to. But wouldn't it be brilliant if we could do something like that? And if anybody can do it, I think Slippy could definitely do it. So, and it would be fantastic to have another knife show. So I am 100% behind that. So obviously it's a lot of work, a big undertaking. I think that's brilliant what the Knife Doctor's done over there. With his own show sort of thing with everybody else. I think it's a brilliant thing to have in the community. It really brings everybody together. It's a celebration of knife makers and sellers and all sorts of stuff. It's just a really good thing to sort of be a part of. Right, let me talk about Dan now and his fantastic work. So I knew I was going to buy some stuff from Dan. So I'm really happy with the ones that I got. Obviously, I got there late. I know a lot of his other stuff, but I think I'd done all right here. So I met Dan before. Before I had a YouTube channel, we was actually out where his workshop is at the coast on holiday, and I gave him a call, and he's such a friendly, nice, genuine guy. He sort of, bless him, he even made time for me. He said, yeah, come and see me at the workshop. He actually had a busy day of work planned, and that's what I mean. He's such a grafter. He's got like 5 kids. He's a really hard worker. I really appreciate Dan. Like I say, really nice, genuine, sort of decent bloke. And he did me a multi-buy savings on these, and the work is fantastic. So I'll show you this custom now. So these are Kieranite scales. We've got copper liners. I love this sort of copper sort of cross that's on there, and then he's chamfered the edges. So everything's smooth and sort of rolled over. It's really, really good work. It's done such a good job with this. And obviously it's a Tinker. He's put this fantastic lanyard on it with this dice. It's got sort of this 2-tone lanyard going on. But yeah, I love this thing. I'll show you the blade edge. I have been carrying this and using that, which I'm sure Dan will appreciate. So it has got a few scratches on the blade. If I move that out of the way, we'll just have a look at this blade edge there. So Bladesbridge Customs. I know we started to do a few collaborations with Slippy. I don't think many of them were left when I came around, but this one really spoke to me. I love copper anyway. I think copper's absolutely beautiful. And then I bought this Wenger. It's sort of in those Delmont sort of style, evolution covers, which I don't think they're making anymore. So I do and I've got a few wooden covered Victorinox now, but yeah, I tend to pick these up whenever I find them. And again, he had that for a really good price. And then this is something that he's trying that's a bit new, and I hope he carries on doing it and does some more of this, because I'm really enjoying this knife. And I think I've chipped the Kieranite, mate, and I do apologise, but yeah, I've been carrying this one as well, just slightly. But these are Kieranite scales, and he's done such a fantastic job. So this was originally a Lutters & Co., and I'll show you one that I have here. So this is Lowenmesser, which is essentially the same company. So Lutters & Co. is now known as Lowenmesser, and as you can see there, they've still got that lion logo. If I show you that on that one, and then there it is on that one. So this is a bit more of a traditional one there. But I think what Dan does, he finds old ones that maybe have damaged scale covers or a bit of damage, and then he sort of gives it a new lease of life. And he definitely has with this one. We've got these fantastic Kieranite covers here, and he sort of acid etched the back spring there and the blade. And I'm sure you told me at the time, Dan, but I'll mention it to Slippy, and Slippy actually put me right. So you can see a bit of brass inlay there. He actually tumbles them in brass gun shells, which is fantastic. My light's not showing you, but in natural light, you see the brass sort of going through the blade itself. And again, he's put his own edge on it, which is absolutely razor sharp, but I love this thing. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's nice to, I mean, I love Zollinger knives anyway, and it's nice to have these two. So you've got a bit of an older style, but yeah, this sort of modern interpretation of it is really brilliant. Really enjoyed it, and it was good speaking to you, Dan, as always. I bought a few things off Dan this year off his actual sites. I know he's got one on Etsy, and he's got his own website and things, so yeah, I always check out your site, mate, and try and support you when I can. But yeah, I don't know why I'm putting that one there. But right, let's move on. So these are the two things that I bought first at Sharp Show, believe it or not. Now, I'm a bit of a knife geek, and I love these sort of books. And they were fantastic prices. I have a bit of a list of books that I want in the collection. I'm starting to get quite a few now. But these were both on the list, and I really couldn't believe it. As soon as I walked in, they were the first thing I bought and just snapped them up straight away. No haggling or anything, and they were a fantastic price. And I think I'll talk about the seller in the part 2, if I do a part 2 of Sharp Show, because I've used him before, and he's a brilliant seller in the UK. But yeah, two fantastic books there. And then this was a brilliant leather maker. She's called Bell Creations. And she's, I think she's mainly on Facebook. I'll show the business card in this video. I think that's her business number, so I'm sure she won't mind me sharing it. But yeah, two fantastic knife slips there. Again, I got them. She managed to let me have them both for 30. I think originally they were only £20 anyway, but really nice work. Really been enjoying carrying them. Right,